Aloha, this is Isla Allgood, and I want to share some ideas with you about how to get happy. And as I've mentioned before, when I say get happy, I mean that deeper sense of joy that we can feel. Even in the midst of tragedy, even in the midst of sadness, there can still be this sense of joy. So I have here, that I mentioned before, I have a basket of blocks that I created with all these different words that, I sat and I just let them come to me. And this one, I picked up this block today, and before I looked at the letter on the outside, I just went around and I looked at the word that I had here, and the way I was reading it was ENLIST, enlist. And then I said, why would I have the word enlist? And then I looked and it was an L for listen. And I don't know, there's something about that kind of, maybe there's something about enlist and happiness. So I'm going to see where this goes. Listen. One of the things that helps me lift a mood can be to listen to my inner voice. And maybe if my inner voice is saying a lot of negative things, which, let's face it, sometimes our inner conversation isn't the most uplifting, that maybe I need to listen outside of myself for a little bit, because the noise in my head is too much. So maybe I need to listen to a meditation, guided meditation or guided imagery. Or maybe like right now where I'm living, it's raining out. And when I listen to the wind that's blowing, when I listen to the water hitting the window, it kind of neutralizes the busy brain and enables happiness and joy to find its way to me, especially if I'm inviting it. Because sometimes happiness just shows up. Sometimes joy is right there. We don't do anything and it's right there. Isn't that exciting? And sometimes it requires some tools like these blocks with these ideas and words and concepts. Sometimes we need to inspire ourselves to maybe step out of the negative thoughts that we may be having, either about ourselves or about the world or the pandemic or the life, whatever might be worrying you or troubling you or causing you to feel less than wonderful, less than joyful. So as we listen to something else, like I'm listening to nature out there with the wind blowing through the trees, the pitter-patter of rain on the window, which actually makes me happy because we've been in drought where I live here in Hawaii. So there's some happiness there. I might listen to hear something beyond myself within my own mind, which for me is either my higher self, kind of all-knowing higher self. It might be my ancestors. I might be listening for my mom or my grandma to say something, to impart some wisdom to me, to help me know that I am in this life, although by myself at this moment, as I'm communicating to you, but I'm never alone because they're always there. My ancestors are there if I call to them. My spirit guides are there if I invite them. If it's angels that you connect with, invite them. And then listen. I find sometimes it helps me to ask a question, to be specific. A question about something I want to know or about something I want to shift. How can I bring myself into a more joyful place? How can I get happy? help me. And be specific. If you know you have a spirit guide, call to them. If that language doesn't work for you, how about your higher self, the part of you that's connected to the divine? How about calling that and saying, hey, higher self, what could I do? What could I think? What could happen that would bring me to a place of deeper joy and happiness? Please help me. I need that today. And here comes the word enlist. And enlist their help. Enlist the help of somebody that you know loves and cares about you. And then listen to what they have to say. And maybe they don't have anything to say. Maybe what you're listening to is the feeling you get in the presence of someone. Have you ever been around someone where just being with them in the same room as them brings you a certain joy? So maybe you can connect with that person. Maybe you can't sit in the room with them because they're in another state, or they don't want to physically connect. But you can talk to them on the phone and you can say, hey, I'm just struggling today. I feel a little low, or have a lot of thoughts that are bothering me, and I just wanted to reach out. And then just listen and see if that person can be there for you. Enlist their help. Recently, my son moved in. He's 29 years old. He is living in a different reality than mine, and he brings stories and perspective that's very different than me, and it's kind of fun. So I'm looking and listening to not just to what he's saying, but to the energy of what he's bringing when I'm with him, when he's around. Maybe there's someone like that in your life where they're of a different generation, older, younger, a child, that just brings you to a different place. So when we're listening with our physical ears, but there's also the listening with your whole body, where you're, and this is where intuition comes in. You know, you have an intuition that being with this person is beneficial for you. So, you reach out to them and you say, hey, can we get together, or can we talk? Another thing to listen for is maybe it would be helpful for you to reach out to someone else who is having a challenging time. That can be very rewarding, and really that's a way to get happy. So when we're listening, listen to your inner voice, but not the busy brain, not the brain that tells you that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not this enough, nothing's ever going to happen. It's the negative, busy brain is not who we want to be listening to. We want to listen for the sound of higher knowledge and wisdom. And we ask them, we invite them, we enlist them, and then we listen to them. And then when you listen to, maybe you listen to a few different places from a few different people, spirit, God, angels, sister, child, whomever, then connect with this, connect with your heart center, and listen to your inner voice, because all of those people, all that listening that we're doing is a reflection of us. So if this person makes you happy, they're not making you happy. They are reflecting a part of you, and that makes you happy. It's really important to me as I share this with you that you recognize your own power and that I empower you to know that you have all the answers within you, that everything you need resides inside of you. That doesn't preclude you from asking for help, for enlisting the assistance of other people and listening to what they have to say, or not what they say, just what you feel. Listen to what you feel when you're with them. I wish you the most empowering, positive experience of your life. And I hope this helps you to get happy. Until next time, aloha.